All right.
All
How are you,
right.
Jeremy?
Pretty good, Jeff.
Well,
How are you?
yeah. How are you? How are you? Good evening to you, Jeremy.
Huh? What was that?
Good evening to you.
Oh, good evening to you, Jeff, and good morning to our guest.
Yes. Oh, good morning to our guest. Well, we have another guest from another place. What's that joke again we were doing, Kanina?
Oh,
Uh,
so
we're
for
the future.
example, Jeff, you are a Filipino and you're working for an American company, especially if you are in the US, and you
Right.
come in late. So you
Uh-huh.
come in late, and then your boss would call you out for being late. So what would you say? You would say to your boss, "Hey, boss, I'm not late. I'm Filipino. I'm from the future. We are what, 15, 14
15
hours."
hours ahead. All right. So, wow. I like your energy tonight, Jeremy. Well, I had a show earlier this
Uh-huh.
morning. The guest was Dian Kot, doing Kaizen in the classroom. So we tackled many things about Kaizen and bringing that discipline to the classroom. Well, this time it's different naman. We're going to talk to someone who is a US based educator. Let me read, okay? Early childhood educator with more than 2 decades of experience in teaching and in
Wow.
education management industry. Grabe. A graduate of St. Louis University in Baguio with a bachelor's degree in elementary education, double major, huh, Jeremy,
Wow.
in SPED.
Double.
Yes, in special education and preschool education. Oh, well, she's currently pursuing a certificate in early education leadership. Guess where? It's
Uh,
it's in
what-
it's in Massachusetts,
in Boston,
in Boston. Yes, Harvard. Okay, she's
Harvard.
there. Yes.
Wow.
Uh-huh. She's also a licensed elementary teacher in the Philippines and lead teacher for infant toddler, lead teacher for preschool and pre-K director, 1-2 certified by the Massachusetts Department of Early Education. Wow. Well, without further ado, she's also a mom to two boys who's already 25 and 12. She looks very young. Okay.
Oh,
Without further ado, yeah, let's bring in our guest tonight, uh, Adiel. Yan. Hello, Adiel.
Hi, good morning. Well, good evening to all of you. Magandang gabi po. Nimbagarabi iyo amin. So, I think I
Oh,
covered all of the dialects that I know.
oh, wow. Good evening, ha? So magandang gabi. And the last one was Ilocano. Ilocano
Yes.
ba yan?
Yes.
Okay, she's from Ilocos. Sige. Adiel, well, bago natin tanungin si Adiel, ano, bati rin muna tayo kasi ang dami nang nag-good evening din kay Adiel. Okay, ha? Marami
maraming
nag-good.
excited, Jeff. Yeah.
Maraming excited. Simulan natin dito. Yan, kay Russell Ponce. Nag-good evening. Nagka-hi. Yan, si Lenny. Yan, si Miss Yem. Lagi nating nanuno dito. Si Miss Bibe. Yan. Si Grace. Oh, yan, from DepEd Cavite. Wow, ah. Good evening. Yan, meron pa tayo, of course, si Cherry. And yan, no? Marami pang from Bacoor. Wow, marami from Cavite. Ito. From, nasan to? From Laguna. And this one from Cagayan Valley. Wow, Ilocano rin ang Cagayan Valley, di ba?
Yeah, some of them are.
Yes. Ito, sabi, hindi ko maintindihan, but I'm sure you can understand this. Siya rin yun. She's from
Yeah,
Cagayan
sabi
Valley.
niya good evening daw.
All
Naimbagarabi.
right. Yeah, so good evening. For those who have not yet shared this video, share nyo na and start a watch party because we want everyone to hear the message tonight, the learnings for tonight. So we're very excited. Adiel, maybe there are things pa na hindi pa nabanggit natin doon aside from being a certified licensed teacher there in the US. Anything else we need to know about you?
Uh-huh.
I'm I'm forever studying, so that's my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to be here kasi parang it's it's like going home kasi I get
Yes.
to connect with people in the Philippines. So, what else do you need to know about me? I think you've covered all of my job descriptions and everything that I've done professionally, but personally, I'm just an Ilocano girl who happened to like teaching and studying. So yeah.
Great. Great. So, Adiel, the topic we're going to talk about tonight is teachers' reinvention and evolution. No.
Yeah.
Tell us why. Bakit yung topic na yun ang napili mo? Yan.
Because it all started, I think I did a lot of moving. I did a lot of changes in my life. I did not start out as a teacher. I was a nursing student in St. Louis. But
Oh.
then I had a son at 19. I became a mom at 19. And
Mhm.
then when he started to go sa mga daycare centers, he started to go to preschool. I said, okay, hold on. Every time he comes home, he would tell me like, my teacher said this, my teacher said that. This is how my teacher said I would do this. And I said, that's a very big power that I don't like to relinquish to anybody else. So let me get into that business. So no, he's actually the inspiration. I tell that as a joke, but I went in. I took some courses in early ed, in preschool education in Baguio City in SLU,
Mhm.
and then I took like one or two classes because he wasn't full time at school yet. He wasn't in first grade yet. But once he hit first grade, he's in school all day. I started to add up to that. So it took me like 9 years to finish the whole
Mhm.
thing, my bachelor's, but it was worth it. So I learned with all my experiences that I need to change myself because I was 8 to 10 years older than most of my college friends at that time.
Mhm.
And my view of things are different from their view of things. And I was always like, okay, hold on. I'm the adult here. So let's see how I can be more of a mentor for them rather than just a college classmate. So that made a big change in me, like my son, my being in that industry. And then I said like, okay, let's figure out how to do this because these are going to be the teachers for younger kids in the future. I want to be part of that because now I have a bigger responsibility. I'm bringing up a son. So bringing up a few good men, that's one of my mom things. There's a few good men left in the world.
Ooh.
So that's one of my missions. So when I graduated from SLU, I taught for like a year, 6 months to a year, and then I had to migrate to the US. So when I went to the US, all of those certifications that I had there had they had nothing to do with it. I had
Oh.
to start over. Okay, so I became assistant in the classroom. I started that. Then I became a teacher assistant, helping out with putting out all of the materials. I became a co-teacher. Then I became the lead teacher. Then I
Wow.
became the director eventually. And that's how I had to change every level of that I go into. I have to do a reinvention of thinking. I have to do a reinvention of like what do I have that I can share? Like how do I make this better with every step? Because once you say that, oh, I'm an expert in this, I'm the best
Wala na.
there is in this, you're done learning and you
Yes.
won't grow. So that's how I said like, okay, when I did staff meetings, all of the things in the course that I put in were tidbits from my staff meetings, from my staff trainings that I did when I was a director, from one-on-one meetings that I did with staff when I did coaching for them, which is, I I hope like I was able to put all of those insights there because everything, like they say, the best teacher is experience. So all of my experience are there. So all of the thing in the course is usually not just mine, but it's more of my co-teachers, the staff that I mentored, and the people I work with, and my children. They're the foundation of that. My children.
Galing ah. Our one of our favorite topics, no, kami ni Jeremy is change.
Oh yeah,
So, yeah,
exactly.
tatamaan natin 'yan sa topic ngayong gabi. It's all about change
Yeah.
for the better. Nakakatuwa naman kasi this morning the topic was about kaizen, improvement, no?
Yeah.
Incremental improvement. So, ngayong gabi naman it's all about change, no? Yung application na nito. So, maririnig natin 'yan. So, Adiel, tell us about the tips, no? About yun nga, from reinvention and evolution of
Mhm.
teacher. So nakakatawa, no? Yung journey niya, Jeremy, is really talagang from step one all the way hanggang naging director siya. Galing
Oh
nun,
yeah,
ano?
exactly.
Oo, and hindi yung pagdating doon bigla na lang director. I mean, meaning to say, we have so many learnings for tonight. Marami tayong maririnig, marami tayong matututunan kasi
Yeah.
every level may learning eh. And for you to reach that level, ibig sabihin, ang dami mo ng improvement or, ilang metamorphosis na ang pinanggalingan niya. No? Nakailang
Yeah.
butterfly changes na.
Wala na
No?
akong natitirang wings.
Wala na, naubos na.
Speaking of
Pero
Alright.
kaya
speaking of
meron.
change, Adiel. Uh, so when you went there, there was a revolution, right? There
Yeah,
was a need, a call for change,
yeah,
and you responded with your own reinvention and evolution.
yeah.
Okay, so so going back to our current situation, not just here in the Philippines but also globally, what has changed in the teaching landscape? Uh, did anything change?
Well, over the years, I know that technology is getting a hold of the educational landscape. Like you can't escape technology now when you're teaching. And then this thing that came up, the COVID, the Rona
Mhm.
came, and you have to like really it put a break on everything, and now you have to adjust. Like in 2 weeks or so, we had to be ready with, all right, we're moving to virtual, and how do we do this? It's a lot of Zoom meetings. It's a lot of like to dig deep. Like, can you really do this? Who can do this? You can't force anybody to teach if they, because as they say, you cannot give from an empty cup. If they don't have it, they can't
Uh-huh.
give it. So it was a lot of scrambling, to be honest, for the first few days, and then eventually put the system together. And it's going great. We're going to have our graduation virtually in a
Wow.
couple of weeks for
Wow.
my yeah for my son is going to be finished in uh, his sixth grade on the 18th. In a couple of weeks, we're planning the graduation of our pre-K students. They're going to go to the big school, to the kindergarten school. So it's sad at the same time. You try to make do of the little time that you have with them to make sure they're ready. Because I think every teacher's fear is like, did I teach you enough? Are you ready?
Yeah.
I see.
Exactly.
Okay. So, when we were planning for this, Jeremy, so we had some exchanges of emails, no, ni Adiel, and
Uh-huh.
there in her email, in one of her emails, she shared with us, no, 3 points.
3 points.
Yes, 3 points.
What are
So
those?
everyone. So we'll go through it one by one. Okay.
Okay.
So can we go with the first one? Yeah. So this is the first one. So let's discuss this one. I stand by the saying, once a teacher, always a student.
Okay.
Galing ah. Oo. Sabi sa akin, bawasan ko na raw yung pagsabi ng wonderful. So sasabihin ko na lang ay ang galing.
Uh,
Uh,
other word for wonderful, Jeff.
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Amazing. Awesome.
Amazing. Awesome.
Brilliant. Lahat na lang.
So, Adel, please explain to us. Let us understand.
Yeah, I think because when you're a teacher, well, when you have the passion really to be a teacher, you know that your responsibility is not just to teach, but to impart, not just to impart knowledge, but you're there to impart a responsibility. Like you're teaching them how to be knowledgeable in areas like math, science, social studies, geography, and all of that stuff. But then the most important thing is they're going to be citizens out there in the world. They're going to be engineers, they're going to be doctors, they're going to be policemen, they're going to be nurses and teachers just like me. And their foundation is with me, it starts with me. So I have to keep learning myself so that because their generation changes, it cannot be stagnant. Like when I was in kindergarten, I remember I was doing chalk and I was allergic to chalk, and my teacher thought I don't know how to write because I never can make it to the chalkboard. So Then we had the whiteboard, which I'm so happy about, and now there's iPad. So you have to you have to like learn all of these things. You have to learn this new technology. Technology that just doesn't mean computers and all of that stuff. It's anything that processes um, a steady growth in learning. So yeah, so I think my job as a teacher and as a parent is to keep learning, to keep trying to connect to the generation. My children are so far apart in ages, 25 and 12. So my millennial, I have to learn millennial speak. I have to learn all of these memes. I have to learn Roblox and Minecraft for my little one because I've got to have that connection. They have to have the trust with me so that I can impart something like it's time to brush your teeth, as simple as that, into like be mindful of your manners when you're in somebody's house, when you're on a play date, to respect everybody despite beliefs and colors. So it's a
So
big responsibility, diba? So
true, I agree. No, so doesn't only mean learning knowledge or gaining information, no, but really creating connection doon sa iba't ibang tao, no. That's
yeah,
also learning other people's values and culture, no. I mean, even another generation may sarili silang may sariling
yes, really,
culture
yeah.
No, no na like yeah, well, I agree, no? Ang hirap din kumonek lalo na sa I have a 10-year-old, no? I have a 10-year-old. So medyo mas iba yung generation, I agree. So
Ibang
talagang
iba.
we really have to understand their talk, no?
I
Ito
was thinking,
may
yeah,
mga
yeah.
nagre-react dito like yes ma'am, I agree with you, education must continue. Yeah, no? We must adapt changes like in technology. O, ito yung kakasabi lang natin. Sabi ni Lenny, keep learning, be in. O, tama.
Tama.
Yan, no? Be in, no? Sa lahat, no?
I agree.
Oo.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because we are all students, no? So, yun, no? So, in terms of changes in technology, itong nangyaring sa COVID, how did you adapt? How did the school adapt? How did you adapt to this? Ano yung mga changes and challenges?
Okay, so early ed in the US is different. It's a different sector from the first K to 12.
Mhm.
So kami, we deal with 5 years old and younger. Sila, they deal with the ones that we give them, which are kindergartens to 12th grade, yung high school. And then, I think you're doing K to 12 na rin in the Philippines, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
That's, that's
We are.
wonderful. And that's one of the changes I had to go through. Like, what is eighth grade? What is middle school?
Ah.
What do you mean? Kasi
Ah.
dito na middle school yung son ko. So there's a lot of change and there's a lot of adaptation that I had to do there. But okay, going back to your question. So when we knew, so Friday, I remember it, Friday, they already canceled kindergarten to 12. Monday, I went into the school, tried to assess what we have there, try to get as much curriculum materials as we can, and then talk within ourselves while we're cleaning every surface possible, spraying everywhere, saying, okay, we have 2 months curriculum. We were hoping it will just last for 2 months. And then we said, okay, this is the Zoom link. We're going to talk about it, or we're going to text, we're going to email. So communication was key at those first few days. The
Yeah.
public schools here, K to 12, I was so surprised they were able to come up with a curriculum for online and remote teaching within 10 days. So the superintendent was writing us a letter every time as parents. My owner and my other directors in my school, we kept in touch through text, through emails, trying to like, alleviate fears and alleviate worries. So the thing that most happened the first few weeks is just trying to get the kids to be ready for the online learning. So we tried to tell them, we tried to give as much notice to the parents, like, okay, this is going to happen on Friday. Actually, later I have a Zoom meeting with my class. Um, yeah, I just remembered. So lots of communication with the parents and then tell them the expectations. The expectation right now is not to pass every assignment, but it's going to be for credit. So it's either pass or fail.
Ah.
What else? So they give us the schedule ahead of time. This is for my son has in public school. They give us, okay, in social studies, this is the link. So everything is there in the email. You put in the link that they click. This is your social studies assignment. This is the link in the Google Classroom. This is the Google form for this. There's a lot, like
Hmm.
especially Mondays. But so we gave a feedback saying that it's overwhelming for Mondays. So they cut it in half. They give us something Sundays, they give us something Wednesdays. So that when my son looks at the schedule, it's not like, oh my goodness, I have to do this like right now. So he
Yeah.
will shut down. So what we did, so we established a Zoom, we put up a Facebook page that's private for families. We tried everything. We tried everything just to get the connection going. So now we have a Facebook group, like I said, we do Zoom meetings. My son does Google Classroom. He has Google Hangouts. He has Google Meet. So sometimes just keeping track of that, I feel like I'm a personal assistant to my son. Like, okay, this morning you have a 9 a.m. Zoom meeting with your science teacher. At 10 o'clock, yeah, so it's crazy. And Alexa, thank goodness for that device, helps me because it
Oh,
will tell
yes.
me, in 10 minutes, you have a Zoom meeting. It's like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Personal assistant. Yes. So that is a great example of once a teacher and a mother, always a student.
Yeah, yeah, I have to learn.
Imagine.
Oh, please don't ask me about sixth grade math because I will fail terribly. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know. And then he will always say, well, my teacher did this. Oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
So,
So, Jeremy, di ba? Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, exactly. So, as a teacher student, you're supposed to know all the tools which are available to you online.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, you have to make yourself at least be aware of it, so that you can connect. That's the only way that you could really flourish right now in the industry is to get to know this, get to put some tools to yourself, give yourself some tools to maneuver this new landscape that we're talking about.
okay.
So there's a lot of trainings, and I'm glad that you put this up, Jeff, because it's really helpful. We have a lot of online trainings here too, aside from
Oh,
the required 20 hours that we need to do for professional development every year. These trainings really help. So I'm glad that I can be of help somehow, maybe, hopefully, to some teachers and some parents there and
oh
everywhere.
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, there. I'm glad also for our viewers because they really watch, no? Inaabangan nila and they stay for an hour to learn, to listen, no? And yun, no? Ito, meron tayong comment here from Wendy. Connect with your students. Oh, tama. Totally agree, no? Wow, meron pa tayo watching from Quezon Province, all the way down south. Yes, all right. Yan, medyo
I've
nawala.
never been to
Yan.
Quezon Province.
Am I coming in clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, medyo nawawala.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay. So yan yung unang point ni Adiel, no? I stand by the saying, once a teacher, always a student. Ayan. And let's go to the next one. Ito
Ano ba
maganda
sinabi
to.
ko next?
Resourcefulness and flexibility in mindset is key to reinventing your craft. Favorite namin ni Jeremy ang mindset na yan.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh,
Paradigms. Okay, yeah,
paradigm.
I like those, Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
kasi
So,
everything starts with the mindset, di ba? Like,
uh,
if you wake
yes.
up in the morning thinking, it's going to be a bad day, then that sets the tone for the rest of the things that you're going to do for a day because you already told yourself it's going to be a bad day. So if you flip it, like this morning, I was hoping for a sunny day and it's raining. So I woke up and it's also free donut day today in the US, but I ate ensimada instead. So it's just
Oh,
a thinking like, okay, I cannot go out because it's raining and I have to be back right away. So well, there's ensimada and that's probably better. So you just have to tweak that mindset that you have,
yeah.
like instead of saying I can do it, actually this is going to be part of the class that I'm going to do. What can you do to say, Even you think this, say this instead. So it's like eat this, not that, but it's in a mindset setting. So instead of saying to the kids, diba, na don't jump in the puddle, you say walk around the puddle because that comes out as more positive than them hearing don't, no, or no climbing up the chairs. You can say put your feet down on the ground, please. So it's just putting it in a more positive sense, and they feel like, oh, she's not scolding me, she's just telling me what to do, instead of saying don't is a stop, that's it, you're
Mhm.
done, right? And
Okay.
flexibility also is like things might not happen the way you want it, and you cannot just get stuck in that. Like Jeff was having difficulty with the audio, I think, when
Yeah.
he had the mindset saying like, oh, this is it, I don't like it, he can cut us off. But thank goodness he had the flexibility, like, all right, let me adjust those things, let me adjust the audio, or maybe it's just the cable, and we are going on with the talk. So that's one of the things that I always tell my teachers when I was a director is like, oh, this is gonna be hard. I said, okay, well, it's challenging, but you have the means to get over that challenge. So, and I've also learned from them every time I say I can't do this, they say that you'll figure it out. So I learned that from them every time that something's challenging is coming up. I say, or I don't have an answer for you, I say, I'll figure it out. So there.
Where do you start, no, with this mindset or paradigm thing, no, or paradigm shift? Um, because you need a lot of self awareness, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think everything starts with knowing what you have. Like, okay, what are the things I could do, and what are the things that I need help with? You have to really be honest with yourself. Like when I moved here, um, there was a time that I couldn't speak up for what I want because I lived in a society, and I think culture plays a very big part of it, that I cannot talk back to administration or to whoever's in authority. I was, maybe it's a family value too, but we we learned, we were trained to like listen to older people and to authority. So whatever they told me, like I kept quiet. But then my director at the time said like, in my evaluation said like, you have to speak up for yourself, you have to, if something is not working, you have to tell me, because otherwise I can't help you. Like she can't read my mind. So I learned very, very difficult. Learning for me is like speaking out for what I want. And I'm non-confrontational to begin with, but that's something that you have to do if you really want to be heard. Like you have to know how to assert yourself, and you have to know like, do I have a point in asserting myself in the first place? So self-awareness is a big, big issue, and be honest with yourself. If you really can't do it, don't just keep quiet and say like, um, re-remedyohan ko or something
mm.
like
Mm. What do you call that, Jeff? In organizations, management. That's managing up, right?
Pa- Power distance, yung
Well,
favorite
yeah,
mo.
it's shorter power distance, especially in Western culture. Unlike here, diba, we have high power distance, low
Yes.
power distance in their culture. But yeah, it's also managing up. You need to talk to your higher ups in order for them to get to know what's happening down below,
yeah.
something
And I
along
think,
those lines.
I'm sorry, am I
Yeah.
interrupting you?
No, 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 no.
No, no, no.
I'm just emphasizing your point earlier.
Yeah, when my director told me that you have to tell me how to help you, that's when I realized like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get stuck here because whoever would know what's in my mind if I don't speak up.
Yeah.
So I started to do that very slowly. I think I still have a problem with it sometimes when, because my evaluations would still come back like, you have to um, be more communicative of what I really want. One of my staff once told me like, it's so hard to read you, Addie. It's like, I don't know if you're really happy with me, or I don't know if you're really disgusted with me because it's so hard to read you. I said, "Oh my goodness, okay, I'm so closed up. I need to open up a little bit so that I could also, you open yourself up, you can receive this input from others. You open yourself up and you can share with others. It's a two-way street. So
Do you
that's
think
what
that's
I mean.
also sorry?
That's
Do
okay.
you
Go
think
ahead.
that's also a good idea in terms of our relationship now with our students, given that we have distance learning, and should that be part of our teaching philosophy? Should we be that much open or to our students?
I can only speak for myself because I know that some teachers have their own styles of teaching.
Uh-huh.
I'm not here to like preach on how what to do, but I think it's a very valuable tool if you have that trust between you and your student. They can trust you to tell them like, I'm having a problem with this. Can you help? And you can also tell them very honest, like, I don't know the answer to that, but I can go back and answer you once I find out. Because you don't have to know anything and it's all right. They don't have to do everything perfect. It's all right. It's the process, not perfection.
Wow. Okay.
So how do teachers watching us right now will be able to how should I say this? No, how can they benefit from having this flexible mindset and being resourceful?
Yeah, well, I think when you have this mindset of being resourceful and being flexible, you know that like like with what we're doing right now, it's evening there, and I thank you all for watching, even if it's Friday night and you're supposed to be out there, maybe having some fun. Oh, I don't know, we're still in quarantine, pala.
Yes.
We can't go out really.
Yeah, and I'm here in
Or
the morning, so I think with being resourceful, you just have to with what you have, like we were planning to have a space curriculum when at the start of March, and we can't do that. So how do I show the kids what space? What does an astronaut do? So we have books, which is the traditional way. We have videos. We found some videos online. There's a lot of resources online for that. We do. So how do I know that they're getting what we're doing? Is like I have a very good co-teacher too, which is amazing. So we know how each other's styles are and we complement each other. That's a good thing. So she came up with, you know what, let's divert from the curriculum because I think that's too much stress for them right now they're dealing with uncertainty, they're dealing with like, why can't I go play with my friends? So it was a flexibility again in mindset because okay, let's do away with the curriculum, but let's just connect. Okay, so we asked them, what do you guys want to talk about next week? We gave them three choices because you cannot give too much choice for a 5-year-old. Like, okay, it's either dinosaurs, prehistoric animals, or do you want to do a show and tell? And they all want show and tell, of course. And so we did a show and tell, and it tells you like, okay, this is how they're dealing. This is what they want to. This one they want to make their time off. So we said, okay, how? And we tell them like, okay, I have a show and tell of my own. And my co-teacher brought out her little chicks, so she adopted these little chicks. So we just tried to like make do of what you have there. If you have a lesson plan right there, but then your students are not into it, there is no way that you could sell that lesson. So you have to change it. You got to have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G, A1, A56.
so really you have to be able to evolve, no? I mean quickly.
And sometimes it's
Especially
just a matter of a snap, and it's like, I don't like this anymore. And they can walk away from you when you're online. You cannot tell them, like, come back to your seat. So,
yeah. That's true, no? Especially right now in pandemic when everything is totally uncertain and it's really messing up with your mentality. I mean mental
yeah,
Uh-huh.
thing,
the
no?
mental health of the children are a big thing to consider right now because this is not normal. Not being able to play with your friends is not normal. Not being able
Yeah.
to play tag or to play, Ring Around the Rosie. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
normal. Having birthdays that they're just in cars parading in front of your house. That's not how a birthday is. I want them to know that, it's not, but it's what we're doing right now until this is over. So give
Wow,
them,
tama, no?
have to hold on to hope. Diba? Kasi there's birthday parties, and I feel sad about it, but their friends would just drive by in their cars with posters saying happy birthday, and they can't really hug and even sing a birthday song.
True.
That's what they'll do in graduation too. It's a drive-by graduation.
I think most especially for younger kids, no, na who expect something in their mind already about about birthdays.
Vacation.
Yung meron na silang
Yeah.
yeah, oo, no. Especially for them, no. Tama, no. Ngayon ko lang na-realize yan. Thank you, no. Especially for them na they really expect na may party sila,
Yeah.
you know. Actually, nakakalungkot nga eh. When my son, we were supposed to have their father and son camp this year. And
Mhm.
of course, they were all looking forward to this, no? And ina-expect nila. And this thing happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, oo, tama, no? And yeah, I must agree. But anyway, eto, the third one. So, maganda, no? Resourcefulness and flexibility in mindset is the key to inventing your craft. And the third one she shared with us is develop a passion for your profession, teaching and see the world as your classroom. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because it's not just contained in the classroom. We all know that at this point. It's now contained in the screen. But someday we'll be able to get out there, and I usually we love to bring our kids out because, like I said, when they were learning about astronauts, I had to show them a video. When they're learning about bugs, which is spring right now, I wouldn't like to show them just pictures of bugs or videos of bugs.
They
Make
have to
them be out
experience
there in
it.
the world. You have to experience it because that's how I learned. You experience it. And it's not just, when they go away from your classroom, when they graduate from your class, like I said, they're going to become citizens there. So you impart responsibility, you impart kindness, most especially. And when they go out there in the world, they say like, "Oh, I was taught by my teacher." I hope that they say that, not that Mrs. G or Miss Addie taught them how to write properly or how to color within the lines, but it's like, "Oh, Mrs. G, I remember Mrs. G told me how to share, how
Hmm.
to be kind, and all of those things." Because I work with 5 years old. So when they go to kindergarten, sometimes kindergarten teachers would say like, "Didn't you teach them how to like share?" It's like, right, it's my responsibility. So yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have a
So
passion for what you do, I think it's not just in teaching. I think it's in everything. Like what I'm doing right now. Like I like to talk about my experiences. I've learned from them, and if one person can learn just one line from what I teach, I'm happy. I consider that a success, because you get something from me, one line, I'm happy. And go and spread that. Parang COVID rin, right? It's like the Rona. If you get something
contagious.
from me, then you keep spreading it.
Yes. I agree. No. Very. Well, see, Jeremy, he teaches this to students also, especially
What do I?
to
Yeah.
passion, to
Oh,
develop passion.
well, that's for business though, for management. But it's yeah,
Yeah.
similar.
Similar, yes, di
Yeah.
ba? So if you are passionate about the thing you do, your profession, well, especially for teachers who are watching right now, no? Gusto ko to sinabi niya, see the world as your classroom. So parang everything that Adiel shared with us, no, has something to do with lifelong learning. Yan. Ito
Yeah.
ito yung friend natin, Jeremy.
Ayan,
Yan.
okay. Excited.
Ah, I agree with being happy and feeling fulfilled with at least one learning that the students are sure to remember you for.
Yeah.
Ah, oo nga no,
I
balikan ko
agree.
ngayon.
Yeah, I
Oo
agree.
nga.
Sa 10 sinabi ko, they can only remember one. and,
And
and, and
that's
I'm
great.
really fine. I'm fine with that. I'm very happy and proud that they at least burned one out of the 10 things that I said. So
Oo nga. I wonder anong natutunan sa akin ng mga students ko for like 6 years.
I bet they
Uh,
did good. They did
Oh,
learn something.
I hope. Oh, so just to share, I'm always happy because I taught marketing for like 6 7 years, no? So and entrepreneurship. So I'm always happy to see my students in the field of marketing. So it means that they were able to hopefully or maybe baka na-touch ko sila ng
Mm,
marketing wisdom. So they chose
yeah,
that area. So hopefully, Pero
they
tama,
were
no?
able
I
to retain, apply, and they were inspired as well with
Yeah.
what you taught them, Jeff. I'm
correct.
guessing.
Ito
We can
sabi ni
only hope, right? As teachers, we can only hope.
Yes. Ito sabi ni Rhea, I love that one-liner learning. Yes, oo, no? Which is, totoo yan. The world as your classroom, no? And lifelong learning. Yun. Tingnan muna natin dito. Papahingahin muna natin ng konti si Adiel before I go to my next question,
Inom
no?
muna ako coffee, ha?
Yes, oo, please. Uh, yan. Si Day Lamis
Oh,
is watching from Baguio City.
from Baguio.
Yan.
Yeah,
Wow,
I'm from Baguio for most of my college years. Well, yeah, mula 18 ako until I left for the US. I lived in Baguio.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
So, when did you arrive there in the US? Before 2000 or
So in 2000, we were already visiting. My family was already starting to move
to
to the
move?
US. I was the last one, I guess, to move there. No, well, some of my siblings are still in the Philippines, but I don't remember 2004.
Early 2000, I guess, no?
2004 when I said like, okay, I'm staying.
All right. Wow, people from the north, huh? Mga from
Yay.
Isabela. Yan. Good evening. Yan. Siguro Adiel, maybe share with us naman some of, yun nga nung nagkwentuhan kami ni Adiel the other day, I told her, share with us naman some of the books you've read, no, that inspired you. Maybe titles, no,
Yeah,
of the books, or even professors, no, that inspired you, or colleagues, no.
yeah. I have a lot. Like, well, for books, let's start with books. You won't find a lot of grown-up books in my house. Most of the books that I have are for kids, and those are the ones that really inspire me. If you know Dr. Seuss books,
Yes.
those
yes.
ones, they rhyme, they're silly, but then
Mm-hmm.
he has this book, the one that they always give during graduations. Oh, the places you'll go.
Okay. Yes.
That one has a
Uh,
very deep meaning. So it says there, when you except sometimes you won't because because sometimes what I forgot the line, but it has something to do with you won't win them all because that's not how life is. Um, I love that whole book. It talks about like okay things will happen to you, bang ups will happen to you, but you'll be happening too. That's what it says. So you just wait and then so I thought I was crazy reading too much into it, but then I realized, you know what, and I did my research. Oh yeah, Dr. Seuss books really has a meaning for adults, and I'm like, I connect very much with that. And then I have Shel Silverstein books, The Giving Tree. I don't know if you know that.
yeah. Yeah. The
Yeah,
controversial.
so that's so much like it's more like what do you call it in literacy? It's not symbolism. It is probably symbolism. English majors, I'm sorry, I don't remember my my things. But I feel like the tree. Sorry, my Alexa's making some sounds.
Yeah, that's
The
fine.
tree would be like the teacher or a parent, right? You give it all until, and then she tried to like reinvent herself to the tree. She became a stump in the end, but she became a chair for the little boy who's now all grown up. And then what really got me to teaching is Mr. Fulgum's book. It's Robert Fulgum's All I Really Need to Know. I learned in kindergarten.
Oh, yeah.
It was something of an accident. My sisters were so they were from Baguio too. They were in UP Baguio. They were coming home for the Holy Week, and I don't know whose sister it was. I have I have three other sisters. Left it on the bedside table, and then I read it, and then I said, you know what? I believe in all of these things that he's saying. I'm going to be a teacher too. But then life happened. I went up to third year of being a nurse. And then when I had my son, nga, I remembered that book. I kept that book. And then I said, okay, it still rings true even after like 3 years. I think I found my calling. And then when Mr. Fultrum came over to Boston, I actually told him that I went to meet him and I said like your book made me a teacher.
Sure.
So
Right. Wow, very powerful, huh? Well, I've seen the book. I really haven't read the book. Everything I've learned in Kinder. Maybe I'll download that from Amazon, no?
it's short
Uh,
anecdotes
yan
and
nga eh. It's a
yeah,
small book, di ba?
it is small, but
Oh,
it has a lot of punch in it.
yes, yes, I think so. Um, yeah, wow. Ikaw, Jeremy, ang bilis naman ng oras. It's already almost an hour. My
Sabi ko sa'yo,
goodness.
I can talk forever.
Oo nga, nagulat ako nun. I was looking at the, no. But yeah, I'll ask the guests first, or sorry, the viewers, no? What are your takeaways, no? What are your takeaways? Uh, I
Hey,
mean,
I think I have this book.
meron
Yeah,
nagsabi sa kindly
somewhere,
share, sir.
somewhere.
Sige, I'll post the, ano, itsura ng book na yon, no?
Yeah,
I
Uh,
think I have one. Oh no, I don't. It's in
yeah.
stores.
The all I really need to know I learned in kindergarten. I have that. I think somewhere
I'm
there.
reading it. It's nice. It's funny. I have all of his books. So
so to all those listening right now and watching, no, be sure to get that book. I've seen that. I haven't read it, but I know
I've
it's
given it as
inspiring.
gifts because every time I lent the book, it never came back. So one time I bought like a whole bunch of it, and every time somebody says, "Oh, may I borrow that?" No, just keep it. I know it's not gonna come back. So
Maganda talaga siya.
You know what I
So
do? You know what I do? I keep track of the books that I lend out.
you have a lending library.
Yes, I do. And yeah, after about 2 weeks, I asked, so did you like the book? You want to return the book? After
ah,
2 weeks.
ay, ako hirap ako magpahiram ng libro.
Yeah,
Talaga?
Oh, but except for people, you, Jeremy.
Oh, ang dami mong binigay sa akin eh.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
well,
do you still read actual books, guys, or do you do Kindle now?
Well, for me, depende. May times na I feel like reading, physical books. But most of the time, I read in Kindle, especially those books na maraming pwedeng i-highlight because
Yeah,
I can download them and I can share the insights. I
Yeah, if
mean,
they don't have the book here, it's easier to go Kindle with it. So
yeah. May I
yeah.
just tell you though, if you have little kids, have them read a physical book because it
Mm-hmm.
develops their finger dexterity, just turning the page. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, kids know how to swipe,
Ah,
but
yeah.
flipping
Oo.
that and turning that, that's still very essential. Okay.
Oh, thanks for that. Oo nga, tama yun ano. Grabe
Right.
ah. Puro, Jeremy, puro kasi matatanda na yung tinuturuan natin eh. So hindi na natin naiisip siguro yung mga ganitong bagay, no? But this is
oh,
important. These are these are things na seem so little pero yung
Yeah.
impact, no? Yung impact niya doon sa growth and development ng bata is very important. Yung kanilang fine motor skills, no?
Mhm.
Yung gross motor skills sila.
I think it's
Yeah,
Target nyo
to
lang.
do.
They don't really have to read it. They just have to like practice that.
yeah,
Yeah,
to flip it, no? Oh,
the motion itself, the tactile feedback that they're getting, they get to learn a lot of things from it. I guess it's part
true.
of a bigger ecosystem of learning.
Yeah. Minsan nasanay na ako kakabasa or kakagamit ng tablet, no? Sometimes I do that to a physical book, when it's too
Yeah.
small. We're so used
You'll
to,
be surprised. Toddlers, they
yes.
don't know how to flip a page. They do that with this. with the
True.
paper. Oh,
Oo. Basahin natin tong kay Doan. Another key takeaway, the world as a classroom, learning from experience, either your own or others. It's usually
yeah.
experience-related jokes and anecdotes that students remember you for. Oo, totoo yun. Marami akong yan. Paragi akong may kwento sa students. I think baka yun, baka doon nila tayo naaalala, no? From the stories. I remember one of our teachers in elementary, no? Tuwan-tuwa kami kasi pagka siya, palagi may story. So I guess na-associate sila with stories, no? Sabi naman ni Rhea, I was somehow being empowered by this sharing.
Oh,
Wow.
thank
Thank you very
you.
much. Wow.
It
Wow,
means
this
a lot.
very Rhea, ayan. How old ang mga tinuturuan mo, Rhea? Yan. Share with us how old your kids are. I mean, yung mga tinuturuan mo. Sabi naman ni Yolanda, reading a book is really important than using gadgets. Yes,
Hmm.
true. Ito from Pasig City, Virginia Molar.
Yeah. My husband
Ayan.
is from Pasig, so
Oh, really? My family's from Pasig.
yeah, but I don't know where in Pasig they are.
Key takeaway is imparting responsibility and continuously creating connections with our learners.
Yeah.
Wow. Ang galing. Nakakatuwa. Our viewers tonight are very active. They're sharing their takeaways, no? Ikaw, Jeremy, what's your takeaway?
Well, my takeaway is that you're supposed to continuously learn. That's the most important thing, because if you are to teach, you have to learn. And the world is your classroom, and everything in it can be used in your method of teaching.
Wow. All
So what
right.
about
Ako
you?
naman. Yes,
Yeah.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. What about you?
All
Amazing,
right.
Jeremy. 5 claps for you.
Yeah. Sa akin naman, well, sa akin it's really the connect learning isn't just about learning or gaining knowledge na nakuha ko tonight, no? It's really learning to connect sa ibang tao.
Hmm.
I think that's the best form of learning putting kaya ako I'm still really for the subject of humanities
Yeah.
learning humanities hindi lang yung skills, no? Very important yung humanities. I guess both Jeremy and I and together with our schoolmates are lucky to have been in a school, no, na
No,
they pay and Doan also
no.
very na they pay very important sa kanila ang study of humanities Uh, yun napaka-importante. So yun, no, so really creating connections, learning not just knowledge but to create connections also. Yan. Ang dami, nakakatawa. Ulitin ko lang yung 3 points ni Adiel, ha? Para dun sa pa-flash ko ulit. Number one, I stand by the saying, once a teacher, always a student. You know, Adiel, I think it's time for you to write a book, something like I learned everything in this class time
Yeah.
session.
Let's talk
Well,
about
maybe
Yes.
she has one. Maybe she has one. Jeff. A book.
Oh, wait, a book. Ah, yeah, baka, do you have a book? Are you writing a
No,
book?
no.
It's
My
in
friends have been telling me to write one, but when you're a teacher, you don't really have a lot of extra time. Well, I do have it now, but nah, it's not in the plans.
Okay. Ito
soon.
naman yung, yeah, hopefully soon. Ito naman yung next point ni Adiel. Resourcefulness and flexibility in mindset is key to reinventing your craft. So don't stick to a single mindset, no? Nakakatuwa naman because the teachers right now, I think the teachers are practicing a flexible mindset. Kasi ang daming naglo-learn
Mhm.
ng bagong technology. Dami nag-enroll sa amin to learn how to use Excel, to use
Yeah.
PowerPoint, no? And soon Google Classroom, because these are the technologies na they need, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're flexible enough to really admit that they need to further improve.
Yeah, you
And
put a lot in
finally,
your toolbox, 'di ba? Para when you go out there, parang my brothers kasi and my dad is an engineer, so
oh,
I talk that way. Put a lot in your toolbox because you never know what you'll need, and then you
totoo,
can build. So
totoo,
Yeah.
you need to have different tools. I agree. And finally, ito, yung sinabi niya, develop a passion for your profession, teaching, and see the world as your classroom. No? Uh, Passion, ako, I would,
You believe
I
in
would
passion?
always, ako, no, I believe in passion, but I have a different definition of passion eh.
Okay.
Because we hear a lot of kasi Jeremy and I teach in a university. No, I mean before I taught in a university. So laging I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about that. Um, so I always tell them, are you really passionate or you are interested? Kasi passion is something that you need to go through a certain experience to say that you are passionate about something. To prove to yourself that you are passionate about something, you really have to go through its ups and downs. No,
Yeah.
if you go through teaching for like 20 years, go through from step one to being a director, you definitely are passionate about teaching. No,
So, what
so
are you
it's
trying to say? That passion is a process?
passion is really a process that
it
you
is.
develop
Okay.
over time. Para siyang parang you've gone through so many things that you can confidently say that you're passionate about something. So
Yeah.
for I'm sure ang daming teachers na nanonood sa atin dito
I think it
na
just starts with an interest, right? And then when you
yes,
build up on that interest, you build that passion.
'di ba? Sometimes kasi it's just a hobby, they say it's passion. No, it's hobby from an interest, and then you develop it, you master it, you become an expert, and then you become passionate about it. So for me, very important sa akin yung word na you go through these things in order for you to say that you are, passionate about it. So with the kind of Adiel's, experience going through so many changes and evolution, then you are truly passionate about it.
Yeah, my
Uh,
older son calls it, I'm a Pokemon. Is this your last evolution, mom? Sabi niya ganun. Nope.
no,
Naisip
totoo
ako,
yun eh.
Pokemon.
Oo,
Okay.
Yeah,
ako rin
I'm a
ba?
Pokemon. I'm a rare
Evolution.
Pokemon.
Wow. We really have to be in touch with our children. I mean, I salute you for that, Adiel, for knowing the meaning of that. Uh, Ito, may nagpapasalamat. Yan, thank you for the information. Yan, to
Thank
Adiel.
you.
Lifelong learning, ay, nasabi na yan kanina yata. We are a non-stop series of webinars to equip us to this new normal setup.
Mhm.
But it boils down to our concern,
Yeah.
puso natin for the kids, the students, to be able to adapt to this change, lalo na sa public school setting. Yes.
Yeah. I taught in a public school too sa Baguio. I've had 50 something students, so I know how it feels like. So that's the thing with me. I always try to experience everything. So I taught in private, I taught in public. So when they tell me like, "Oh, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm struggling with," I can honestly tell you that I know where you're coming from because I've been there.
Oo. Totoo. And yan, at least makikita natin talaga yung pinagdaanan ni Adiel, no?
Uh-huh.
Uh, from Annie, I agree with Sir Jeremy.
Oh, hi, Annie.
Because we prepare the students for their purpose, we hone them to become adept on dealing with life and offer them holistic learning. Yes. Sabi naman ni Rhea, yes sir, we really need to have a growing mindset. Next time, si Adiel, susunod natin sa kanya is about growth and fixed
Yeah.
later, no?
Yeah. Look out for that.
Yes. Change is inevitable, sabi ni Sarlene. Learn to embrace it and start to rekindle your passion if somehow you've lost it in the way. Once a teacher, always a student. Once a teacher, always a teacher. and forever a student. Thanks, Miss Addie.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay.
Yay! I'm a sign language interpreter too, so I this is how we clap in sign
Oh,
language.
Oh,
Thank you.
well,
wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
that
From
oh, ASL, right? Not
Yeah,
Filipino sign language.
yeah, I do ASL.
Oh,
what
okay.
is there? Sorry, is there a difference? I didn't
Oh,
know.
yes. There
Yeah,
is
it is.
Filipino sign language, and there is ASL. Well, that's what we're used to.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So the one I see here in the Philippines in the news, that's Filipino.
Might be. I'm not sure though. I need to ask my friend.
I think
Okay.
usually they're certified in ASL, eh? The ones that you see
Oh,
on TV.
I see. Ito naman, you don't have to know everything to be a good teacher. Oo naman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Totoo yan. I agree.
I don't think there's anybody who knows everything.
Yeah. Ito, sabi ni Doan, very interesting and engaging speaker. I look forward to attending more of your talks. Thank you for sharing your profound yet practical insights, Adiel.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Oh, okay. Yan naman yung kiss mo sa kaibigan natin si Don. Don is our co-faculty eh.
Oh,
Yan. Sila ni Jeremy yung naiwan doon sa university. I
oh,
got busy with my school. Anyway, Adiel,
yeah.
thank you very much for your time. It's such a it's great to have you as our guest tonight here in class time. We learned so much from you. You know,
Oh, thank
very
you.
inspiring. Our viewers, no, ang dami ring natutunan from you. Just basing it on their comments, no, and what they've learned from you tonight. So maraming salamat.
Yep.
Jeremy,
Thank,
any words
Thank
from
you for
you?
having me. I
thank
really
you.
enjoyed
Thank
it.
you.
It's like coming home. So to everybody in the Philippines, I haven't been home since 2011. So this is my way of saying hello. I miss home and I hope to be back. So just this way of connecting with you guys, it's like para na rin akong umuwi. So
Yan.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Addie, for being our guest tonight, and I've been honored to have you here in our show.
oh, thank
Oh,
you. Thank you. I hope
uh,
to do more of these talks with you guys.
yes. Oh, of
You can
course. You're
chat with me
always
on
welcome.
Facebook or whatever.
Yes, I'll add you in Facebook. And please, meron demo.
Them?
Yes, si Annie will share her knowledge, no, on the topic of evolution and reinvention of teachers, no.
Yeah.
So we will go in depth with this, no. I guess, no, just by basing it on what we've talked about tonight, no? We will
Yeah.
start from the mindset all the way to physical transformation and technological transformation. I guess we will go through the whole process of
The whole thing.
uh, the whole thing, no?
Yeah. Let's try
From
to make it interactive. So everybody who's watching, participation, diba participation is 30% sa grades. So let's do that.
yes, exciting. I'm excited for that, no? We will come out with the announcement very soon. All
Yes, yes.
right.
And I
So
hope to see more of you guys.
oh yes, it's our pleasure, it's our honor. Thank you very much,
All right.
Adiel. All right.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. Bye
bye,
bye.
Adiel. Uh, all right. So Jeremy, it was a very fun night, no?
Oh yes. Yes.
Oo
Yep.
nga, I learned so much. Very relaxing, very fun kwentuhan tonight, no?
Yep.
Yan, marami pa rin nagbababay and nagsapapasalamat. Yan. So, anyway, we'll see you all again. Tomorrow morning pala, meron. 9 a.m. Three teachers from the US, no? STEM teachers. They will share their experiences also on how they're doing it now during the pandemic. All right? So, yon, ito muna tayo. Yan, bye-bye. Jeremy, iniisip ko kung ano yung sasabihin kong, di ba yung iba merong line pagka aalis na sila. Like mga, uh, uh, ano yun, maraming ganun di ba? I
Oh,
forgot. Sa akin na lang, I'll just say wonderful evening.
okay.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye, Jeremy. Good night to you.